What are we saving our time to do? I mean, what is all the optimization and automation all for if we're just going to use our free time to scroll? Everything right now is about being faster and more efficient, but every time I get a little bit of time back, I end up giving it right back into my phone. Every AI product, every productivity app, and every life hack all promises you the same thing. More time. Notion AI, Motion, ChatGPT, all of it. Their entire pitch is hours that are returned to you. All these AI tools built to optimize your life, to shave off a couple minutes of the day. And it adds up. You save maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and now you suddenly have time. But you don't do anything with that time. You're probably not relaxed at all. You're probably so on edge because all that you're consuming and filling your brain with is toxic and depressing news from around the world, because we've built a society where we believe that time is the most valuable thing that we could possibly have. We should optimize it, automate it, remove it entirely. But if I'm being honest, most of the time that I get time to myself, I spend it mindlessly scrolling on my phone, doing absolutely nothing to better my life. Back in the day, people used to learn things. People used to actually, in their free time, pick up a craft, pick up a trade, try to learn how to do something. And in turn, you are growing your brain in the meantime. The mundane tasks that we turn our brains off after work and do something that fills our brain with joy. But instead, we have turned the things at work into mundane activities that we just get AI to do. And now when we get home, it's also mundane activities that we just get AI to do. So where is the creativity? What really got me is when somebody recently asked me, do you remember the video that you watched 3 scrolls ago? And I sat there actually like I could not remember for the life of me. And that scared me. How I can remember what I ate for dinner last night. I can remember what I watched last night. But for the life of me, I could not remember what I watched 3 minutes ago when I was scrolling. Because this stuff isn't like for memory retention, what you are supposed to be doing to grow your brain. It is just mindless content that doesn't have any retention value. It's almost like now, in the time where we have everything automated and optimized for extra time, that I am the most stressed out, the most tired, and the most stretched thin that I have ever felt in my entire life. And I know that some people feel like that too. When before, you're working a lot more, you're having to do these mundane tasks. Why are we so tired? Because if time is so scarce to the point where we need to automate our lives to get the most that we can, then why is it so disposable to the point where we can spend 12 hours a day scrolling? In 1930, economist John Maynard Keynes published Economic Possibilities for Our Grandchildren. His thesis was that technology would make us so productive by 2030 that we would only need a 15-hour work week. And humanity's real problem would turn into how to figure out what to do with all the leisure time. And he was right about the productivity. He was just catastrophically wrong about the leisure part. We still average around 35 to 42 hours a week. He also died from overworking. Yeah, the man who predicted that we would have infinite time from not working died from overworking. This made me think of the Jevons paradox. There's an economic principle called the Jevons paradox. When a resource becomes more efficient to use, we don't use less of it. We actually use more. Steam engine got more efficient, coal consumption exploded, cars got more fuel efficient, and people just drove further. AI saves you an hour, your boss will assign you more work. In 2026, Fortune reported that companies using AI aren't just like sending people home early because they finished all their tasks. They are raising output expectations, but people are still working. You used to spend 6 hours on that. Now it takes you 40 minutes. Now you can spend the other 5 hours and 20 minutes working on other assignments that we need you to do for the rest of the week. Shareholder value. Do you want to do this or not? Do you love shareholder value or not? Like, it's really sounds to me like you don't appreciate shareholder profit. In 1970, Economist Milton Friedman published a now infamous essay declaring that the sole social responsibility of a company is to increase profits. And this became the operating system of modern capitalism. Maximizing shareholder value. Hey! But really, it's the actual answer to all of this. We are optimizing for a number on a spreadsheet that most people will never see. Not for human flourish, not for rest, not for creativity, for Q2. Let me loop you back into Q2. We'll get a couple ROIs going, and you know what? I'll ping Susan. I'll let her know that we're just gonna loop back in Q4. We'll try to get that EOD, just get that sheet to me EOD. Now that you save time on one task, you are expected to do multiple, or you expect more from yourself, or you get down on yourself for failing or making a mistake, because mistakes are seen as much more detrimental than they were ever before. And I feel like that's why it feels like, personally, I'm gaining time. It doesn't feel like I'm optimizing anything at all or streamlining anything. It just feels like I'm making room for more work for myself to do, more content, more slop to consume. Because when you finally have a moment to do something when nothing is required of you, what do? You open something, and suddenly you're reacting and you're consuming and you're watching. A lot of what we interact with now is not designed to make us feel a certain way. It's just designed to keep you there and keep watching. And not necessarily because it's good. It could be that it rage baits you. It could be that it is slop. Either way, it's keeping you there. Which is why so much of it feels so forgettable. It doesn't tap into the parts of our brain that are working. We lost the spaces in our lives where time didn't really need to be used that much. There's the idea of the things called third spaces. Places that aren't home and aren't work or aren't school. Just places that you can exist. Cafes, parks, malls, libraries, places where you could just sit around and be around people and not have to have a specific purpose to be there. And you didn't really have to optimize your time. You didn't have to be doing something. You could just be there. And those spaces have been disappearing over the last 10 years. Because before, when you had nothing to do, it was just having nothing to do. It was being bored. Now it's like time we need to fill, time that is missing something, and you don't really know what to fill it with, so you just fill it with whatever's in front of you or whatever's easiest. When you finish work and your brain is done from entering all this information into it all day, you open Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, if you're a cool cat. But don't worry, you are still being productive because you are creating engagement data. Your downtime is someone else's Q4 earning call. And how about that? You are clocked out of one job optimizing shareholder value just to clock back in immediately, doing it for free. But what did humans actually do for leisure before the optimization era? Before the Industrial Revolution, most people worked seasonally or unevenly. Medieval peasants had more feast days and holidays than modern workers. Medieval peasants had more vacation time than you. Let that sink in. I mean, they also died of plagues, but still, they were eaten though. Protestant work ethic literally invented the idea that your moral worth is tied to your productivity. But unfortunately, what makes this genuinely really sad is that Keynes was right. We don't really know what we're going to do with all this leisure time that we're granted now, with all this optimization that is headed our way. He was very right about that fact, and not just because we have too much of it. We've optimized so hard and for so long that I think we've just forgotten that it is okay to exist. We feel guilty resting. Like, I cannot take a day off with feeling like the worst person ever. Like, I feel like I should be doing something, when it is completely normal to take one day off to let my brain rest from everything that is going on in the world, because quite frankly, what is going on in the world is crazy to wrap our brains around. And the fact that we have so many ties to the world around us, and we're able to communicate with this many people and hear this many opinions and hear this many everything that we have to wrap our brain around, quite frankly, is not something that our human brain was supposed to do in the first place. I'm not sure we were supposed to be consuming this much of each other. And the funny thing is, we talk to everybody but the people that are in front of us. We reach for our phones in silence. We don't let that silence sit and let ourselves be uncomfortable with the fact that we shouldn't be able to have everything at our fingertips constantly. It should require work. It should require learning and talking. We've optimized ourselves out of knowing how to be human. So what are we genuinely saving time for? I'm not sure we know anymore. I'm just tired. I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired feeling like my brain is empty and numb and dull all the time. I'm sick of not using it, and I know that I should do something about that if I'm really feeling like that way. And I know that there are ways. I know that I can just shut off my phone, but it's so hard. This is one of the hardest addictions that humans have ever had to face. It's so hard to not allow yourself to have that mental gratification immediately when consuming things. It is so hard to teach yourself something when something is right there, allowing you to be good at it immediately. Especially, what is the point of teaching yourself a specific skill if you know that that skill is just going to get replaced in the future? And everybody's telling you to just learn AI. I want to be able to survive in the future. I want to be able to buy a house in the future. Do I cave? Do I give in and start optimizing my life surrounding these big corporations to streamline with AI so that I can make money, so that I can make a little bit of money? Or should I be a struggling artist who makes absolutely scraps but does what she loves? So do you live life with passion, or do you live life for money? And that's the thing that I struggle with as a young adult. Anyways, I'm gonna go scroll on my phone now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ranty today. Hi. I'm so ranty today. I'm ranting about AI again. Who is surprised? Hi, I'm Isabella, and thank you for listening and joining me today. If you like today's video, you should hit that like button because it really helps me out. And like always, if you had fun this time, you should subscribe because I guarantee you'll have fun next time because I do post every other Monday. Love ya. Great to see ya. And I will see you next time. Bye.